What's happening, everybody? It is Monday. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I hope y'all having a great life. I hope everything and everybody is treating you well. Can you dig it? Welcome to another episode, straight from the streets. Brandon Whitting, Shelton J. Would have had Vincent Book on the line, but I could not connect with the brother, man. But it's all right. We're going to do what we got to do. Can you dig it? What is going on, my people? I hope everyone is living the best life, putting their best foot forward, being the best they can be every day and every way. Can you dig it? Brandon Whitting, my man, 50 grand. What's up, baby? What's going on, man?
Hey, man, it's all good, man. Hey, another day on top of this earth, man. It seems like, you know what I'm saying? I can't pipe down, man. I keep moving, man. Making moves, man. There's always something to do, bro. Just staying on it, man. Grinding, bro. Grinding and taking care of business, man. I was so elated to see my daughter today. Had lunch with her, so that was a blessing.
I saw that on social media, man. Shout out to you for that, man. Shout out to you for that.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. Oh, baby, she got my personality.
Yeah.
She be looking at her. I said, hold on. I said, hold on, baby. You doing too much on these pictures, baby. Slow down. She got a little peace sign up there. She just got that personality, man. She got to express it.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. I mean, you know what, though, man? Let them live, man. Let them be the best they can be, man, because they got a personality. God made them a certain way. Yeah, I mean, let them live,
right,
man. You know,
so that's
what
right.
They got to do, man. They got big personalities and big attitudes, man. Shoot, man, let them live, man. Let them live.
Hey, man, what else can I expect, man, coming from me?
Yeah, man, exactly.
You got to be like that. It's on me.
That's fruit of your loins, if you will. So, yeah, man, it's definitely going to have a lot of your, personality and stuff like that, man. So let that baby do what she got to do out here, man. That's
right.
Yeah,
and then speaking of that, too, man, on the flip side of that, we just had, man, you were just talking earlier about a loss. We had a young sister from Crockett,
Texas.
The Shade. That's right, the Shade. Henry, a.k.a. Big Henry, man. She lost a baby son, man. He's just a little boy, and man, it's such a sad situation, bro. It makes you think about, about our own lives and our children, man. Because no parent want to have to bury their child, bro.
No parent wants to do that. No parents wants to, like I said, wants to bury their child, though, man. I mean, especially I believe the young man was 4 years old. The child was 4 years old, so nobody wants to go through that. And so we talked about it, and we're talking about that, and that kind of mirrors on what we were talking about tonight. Where do you turn when times get rough? When adversity comes. So now this young lady has to have somewhere to turn, someone to turn to, a family that's going to wrap their arms around her and support her and love her. You know what I'm saying? And encourage her in what she's dealing with and going through. Because again, the loss of a child, especially a young child, you did. I mean, that's going to take her through a lot of things, and so she's going to have a good, solid support system around her, man, as she go through this right here, man. Because this is nothing that you wish on anyone.
That's right, bro. And it's sad. And so we shout out to her. She got family that's down there supporting her. Like I say, even my aunt is married to her uncle. So, she close, bro. So like I said,
support is there.
Yeah, that's right, bro. And it reminds me of I had a close coworker. She was real nice. Her daughter had passed, and she was grown, and she's still dealing with that now. And man, what can we say? And like I said, it's the flip side, because you know how we love our children, cherish our children and everything. So, anytime, but may God bless her child, and children receive paradise automatically,
Yeah, so they ain't had time to sin and do nothing wrong and all that kind of stuff, man. I mean, they kids. So we asked, ask that the family just continue to love their arms around her, continue to put their arms around her, the community, continue to just show her love and encouragement as she go through this tragedy, and let her know that she's not alone. Let her know that she's not alone in what she's dealing with, what she's going through, and that we as a community can come together. Because I remember back in the day, we were talking about it earlier. I remember back in the day, man, when someone passed away, you have food for 2-3 months later, man, because people were steady bringing food. They were steady bringing resources. They were steady there for you as you go through your trying times. So if we just continue to get back to that, go back to that particular state of mind, or that I guess that state of life, a state of living, if you will, to where no matter where you turn, somebody's gonna be there for you. No matter what you do, somebody's gonna be there for you to help you and to encourage you and to let you know that you don't have to go through this by yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we as a community have each other. Because at the end of community is what? Unity. So there definitely has to be unity in the community. And again, bounces off of what we're talking about tonight. Where do you go when times get rough? Who helps you? Who talks to you? Who encourages you? Whether you're talking about physically or spiritually, where do you go when the walls just seem to be closing in and everything seems to be topsy-turvy? And before we get into this thing, though, man, I know we got sidetracked and everything, but let the people know, man, real quick, man, who you are, what you do, and then we can get off into the topic at hand, my brother.
Right on, bro. My name is Brandon Whitting, I'm a friend of Shelton. It's hometown, man. We friends in real life, too. So not just on social media, but I do motivational speaking. I got the book coming. Got the CD being mixed. I know I've been saying it forever, but you already know what I told you about this year.
Yeah, we talked about that, man. We talked about that.
And then the book is in the work, so, that's what I'm focusing on. And my company in the future right now, I had to put it on hold because, I'm working so many hours at the job that I'm working in the office. It takes a lot of my time. But that's the future's goal, getting that moving company back up and going. So, that's what I'm about, bro. I'm volunteering in the prisons, trying to get them brothers inspiration. Once they get out, preventative, high schools, junior highs, at-risk children, hey, wherever I'm needed, man, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help our communities and support businesses too, bro. That's what I've really been focusing on, pouring some of my money into helping supporting people like us, who's starting their businesses, on Facebook, selling shirts and different things, bro. Yeah. So that's why I really get joy in.
That's what it's about,
not just talking about it, being about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we always talk about that, though, man. I mean, it's all about, the action. I mean, because we can have a conversation about the things that we want to do, the things we're going to do, the things we desire to do all day long. But at the end of the day, if there's no action involved in it, then it's just conversation. And in conversations, we're not going to really move the needle out here. And so we gotta really be about that action, man, especially as black people, because I'm black and I'm talking about us. We got to be about that action. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, we see everybody else and we see how everything else moves and everything else goes, then we have to be able to get about ours as well. We can't make excuses. We got to outpace that excuses with effort, right? And then you be able to move forward and do the things that we got to do, though, man. And so as we're talking about, man, on the show tonight, tough times, adversities, negativity, if we able to surround ourselves with people that's able to encourage us and enlighten us and move us forward, then we won't really have to feel alone. We don't have to feel discouraged. We don't have to feel depressed, despondent, right? Because we have people out here, man, all the time, man, taking their own life because they feel like there's no other way. There's no other way. Right. Black, rich, poor, whatever. Right? Because they feel like there's no other way out this thing. So I'm all alone and nobody cares anyway. So we have to be about that action, especially amongst our people. Because every other race is doing it. And it's not because we want to be exclusive of that. We want to just be inclusive of one another. I mean, that's all I'm saying, though, man. But anyway, though, brother, man, what's your thoughts, man, on this particular topic that we're talking about tonight on this round table?
Hey, man. You always coming up with the good topics, man. So,
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You know what I mean? Hey, I'm just ready to dive in it. As soon as you open up the flow, so I'm ready.
Well, the flow is open, my brother, man. Kick in the door. The flow is open. Adversity, trials, tribulations. How do you personally handle some of those things, man? Like when you go through turmoil or issues yourself in life, where do you turn and how do you, I guess, persevere, if you will?
One thing I try to, one outlet is prayer. Yeah. That's the main thing. I stay plugged in to God, but even with prayer, that's one of the main things. But also, I got real good friends who give me good advice, and support me, and family too. So that's what I really that's my coping mechanism. And then once I talk to somebody about it, it doesn't seem so bad, because you be you just in the moment and you just looking at it like from one perspective. Like I had a friend, a real close brother of mine. He always give me great advice. And one thing he said, I was going through something, and he said it could be worse. And when he said that, then I realized after talking to him that it wasn't bad as I thought it was. It just back because he's just in that moment. So that's how I really I thank God for blessing me with great people with good, with raw wisdom and insight, and to help me to give me another perspective. Then I don't stay there a long time. You know what I mean? I might be doing it for a moment, thinking about it, might be mad or upset or frustrated, but then it goes away after prayer and once I look at it from another perspective. So that's how I kind of deal with it,
That word you said right there, man, perspective. It's all about perspective, man. How do you see it? Do you see it not getting any better? Do you see it being this bad and that's it? I mean, because again, there's always a out. There's always an option. There's always a better way. But if we get stuck into that mindset that it's not going to get any better and nothing's going to ever work more positive for me, this situation is really going to be it's too big for me, I guess, to bear. Then all of a sudden, man, we've given away our power. We've given away our ability to do anything different. And so we're just accepting of the situation. We've accepted defeat. We just rolled over and got in a fetal position and kicked up, put our knees to our chest and our head and our hands on our head. And we just, I'm going to give up. Just give up. That's what you have to not do. You can't give up.
That's right.
You can't give up and you can't quit. Keep on pushing enterprise. We talk about that all the time. Not quitting, not giving up, not because it's easy. But if you give up, then you know what your options are going to be. You know what the results are going to be if you give up. You will have absolutely nothing. We got rich people taking their life, poor people taking their life. We got black, white, Mexican. It don't matter. If depression comes in and this negativity just gets down on you, and if you don't have a foundation of people, or you don't have a spiritual foundation, if you don't have anything or anywhere to turn, you are going to self-destruct. That's just the way it is. So I encourage us, if we have people around us that love us or that we love, let's talk to them. Check up on them every now and then. How you doing? No, how you really doing? What's going on? What's on your mind? And take the time to sit and listen to what they're talking about rather than, well, okay, that's not important to me. I'm out. Right? Because everyone has something on their mind. Everyone is dealing with something. We're dealing with a little bit of something or a lot of something. But at the end of the day, we're all dealing with something. And as a community, it is our duty to help one another out if we really understand how this thing's supposed to go. If we understand it, it takes nothing to care. It costs you nothing to say, hey, how's it going? I really want to listen to what's going on with you. And maybe, just maybe, I know somebody or I have a solution to your problem you may be going through. But how can I hear Brandon if I never know what Brandon's going through? Or if I never ask Brandon what he's going through?
That's a good point because, I just like a lot of things. We see a lot of negative things on social media, but it's a lot of positive things. Some people say, I've been seeing this meme about, being a person that's strong, but who do you call upon?
Yeah, man.
You see what I'm saying? So, a lot of times, and we ain't I like the idea of not, we don't have to be perfect, or portray ourselves as being perfect. That's why I try to, I'm just speaking on me personally. I might, sometimes I might be laughing something, I might make jokes on social media. I might kick some knowledge because I don't want to even present myself like that, because it's dangerous. And a lot of people be suffering silently, like you said, Shelton, they feel like they got to have a strong role. And you really think about it, bro, because, this can go back to slavery again, too. Because a lot of times we had to put on this mask. I think Paul Dunbar had the short story or a poem that said, "We wore the mask." You know what I mean? So we wore this mask because we had to pretend, had to bug dead. That's why we became comedians, real good comedians too, But a lot of times they just playing on master intelligence. Yes, sir, master, whatever. But, you know,